SystemsWiki Collaborate Focus. The focus feature of Kumu is absolutely invaluable at this stage of the game, which it didn't take us too long to realize. Once things got extremely messy, previously I talked about the showcase feature, which gives us a way to sort of figure out, for people to figure out the sequence of the unfolding of this relationship model. Though, if you're actually going to work on some part of it, simply doing expand and increase and decrease so you can read what the pieces are gets old in a hurry. The focus feature allows you to select a piece. Suppose I want to look more in depth at what's associated with public awareness. I can click on this, and then this little focus button pops up over here. It's also over here. So you can click and say focus, and it will go ahead and bring that entity and what's connected to it in focus at what it's called focus level 1 or direct. That is the entity and the things connected to it. Once you do that, you can come back here and you can clear focus, or you can expand the focus to look at things connected to that and things connected to that, and you can just keep going, or you can contract the focus all the way down to just the entity itself. Additionally, with that selected, you could come over here and say that I wanted extended, which is 3 degrees, and then expand it. Oh, it's already expanded. I can come back here and say I want indirect 2 degrees. Okay? The other aspect, well, you can also do this by pointing to something and holding the focus button, and that will bring that into focus. You can then extend it piece by piece to say, okay, let me see what's connected to this. So if I hold the mouse on top of that and click and hold it, it will go ahead and expand the focus for that particular piece, so I can just look at what's connected to that. And I can also shift, in other words, the center of this focus at the moment. If I use this to contract the focus, I've pointed to and clicked and held on each of these items, which is why they are each now visible when I go to a focus of 0, which is selected item. I can shift the point of focus at any point in time by holding down the shift key. Well, in that original, hold down the shift key, point to something, click and hold it, and that will shift the focus to that particular point in the map. So you can sort of walk your way through and look at cross sections to say, okay, here's what's connected to this. And you can do that with loops as well. If I click and hold this, oh, let me unselect whatever was focused. Click and hold this. It will then, all right, come on. Don't. Maybe I'm not actually getting a hold of it. All right, okay, so I focused this loop at the moment, and I can go ahead and then say, okay, what's connected to this loop? The other aspect of that I might want to do is this is loop 11R. How does 11R relate to loop 12? I could come down here and select 12 from the showcase, but that doesn't help me. I said before that focus and showcase just don't work well together, which is why we're actually trying to get the Kumu people to change this from showcase to focus, and we'll be much happier with it. But what you can do is you can come up here to search, and you can say 0, or no, 12, 1, 2. I can select 12, and it will go ahead and add that to the focus, so that I'm now looking at 11 and 12, and I could then say, okay, how does this relate to 10? And select 10, So I've now expanded the focus to include loop 10. And if I try to contract the focus, I can't contract it because all three of these are selected. So when I focus something and then search for something and select it, it adds it to the focus, which is marvelous. And if I clear this and I simply say 0, here are all of the ones that start with 0, so I could go to 4 and then focus that. So simply by searching for something, it doesn't make it focused, but if you already have something in focus and then go ahead and select something else, it actually adds it to the focus, which I didn't know initially. I mean, I've worked for this product for like 5 years and didn't know how these interacted until it got to a point of saying, this is an actual nightmare. How do I manage to manipulate my way through this thing so I can look at it and understand the relation of the pieces to decide, the peaches, it's peaches, all right. Look at the various pieces to figure out whether or not the relationships that we have established make sense and whether or not they should be evolved. So it's sort of very much an ongoing trial and learning undertaking working on this particular project, which I find absolutely delightful when it's not terribly frustrating. The two of them seem to go hand in hand from time to time. So this is what I think the utility of the focus feature is within Kumu and the project, and hope you found this informative. And I'll now go ahead and do a video about all of these now that I sort of have a sense of all of this now that I've done all of these other videos. So take care. Bye.